representing everyday Black millennial women from multiple faiths, cultures, and locations. We are reporting live from Dallas all the way to Atlanta. This is Rooted Black Girls with Farah and Afnan.
Hey. Afnan, we are back. We are back and in the building.
Absolutely. What's going on, Farah? We got our new mics testing. Can y'all hear me?
No, I don't need a reason on a good day to have a mic. So this is very exciting. I feel like Beyonce.
Do you hear that? That's the sound of the price going up. Y'all hear that?
Isn't that it? Now, I am really excited about these mics. It makes me feel super official.
Yeah, very much legit. Very much legit. So if you guys like the sound quality, make sure you guys let us know. Give us some feedback.
For sure. And it's been, 2 months or so since we recorded an episode? I think we're both at a point where we're like, okay, the world is wild. We've been pushing through. You were moving. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I know I've talked to you guys a bit about relocating. So I'm finally in Dallas, Texas. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you, we are not in Atlanta no more.
Ooh, I know that
So, and then moving is always stressful, but moving in a pandemic was a whole different ballgame. So, just trying to be safe while you have strangers who are touching all of your belongings is very anxiety provoking.
So you hired movers then, huh?
We did just because movers were in the business of actually doing this during a pandemic. They had certain safety precautions, and we just didn't feel comfortable asking family and friends to do that. And quite frankly, I didn't think they were going to come anyway.
I know. I texted you. I was like, oh, she's busy. And we know you on a good day, like your ducks are in a row, your schedule set.
Period.
So, I took no offense to you not answering because I was like, oh, she in that. She's doing it.
No, and I appreciate it. Like, it got to a point. So Fred was laughing at me because when we were packing, I had like a cute little inventory sheet. Like every box had a color code, every room had a color. Like, y'all know, but we've talked before. We know each other, right? Yeah. And then towards the end, it was like, put everything in the fucking box. Let's go.
I'm tired of this shit.
Yeah. So Fred was like, that's enough.
Yeah. Oh, that's hilarious. So how long was the drive?
It was 13 hours. Yeah. So I didn't want to put the miles on my car. And so we towed the car. So Fred drove the Suburban with my car on an auto trailer behind it, which was very, very long. I thought in my mind it was going to be like really easy. No, those things are hard as hell to drive.
You guys went to the Suburban too?
Yeah, we rented the Suburban too. And that was still cheaper. Like the prices have skyrocketed for moving. When we did a price quotes and stuff earlier in the year, they were like a third of the price. But for them to like drop a trailer and us just to pack it and for them to do it, it was really absurd. I was really disappointed to see how much.
I think the price has gone up for everything now because of that time allotment where no one's in business. Like I went to the car wash the other day and they increased the price by $10 at Mr. Car Wash here in Atlanta. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. But my car was filthy, so I had to,
so they got my money.
They got it. They got the coins. No tip though. I'm sorry. I had to ration in my mind.
Listen. So it was stressful. And then so then I had a 26-foot trailer, which is the largest vehicle you can drive without a CDL. Yeah. No, I had never driven one. My ambitious ass was like, Fred was like, okay, so are we going to drive it ourselves? And I was like, yeah, I can drive it. He's like, you're going to drive it? I was like, yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
We got to U-Haul. I said, what?
Yeah, what is this? Yeah.
But alhamdulillah, we made it 13 hours. We stopped in every state along the way because we had to, not because we wanted to. Because listen, as soon as you leave Atlanta, you in Trump country.
Yeah.
Okay? Period.
It's like the Green Book out here, of like the zone, sundown counties. It's a real thing.
And I was not about to be caught after sundown. All right. So we were speeding through it. We did it in one shot with just gas brakes. I was like, Fred, get in the car. Let's go. No snacks, no eating.
Yeah.
Listen, we were timing it just because, like once you get into like those, like, because obviously like when we're driving through multiple states, you're not stopping in the middle of the city. You're stopping on the outskirts. Mm-hmm. So we were getting some looks for sure because I might as well have been niqabi with my mask and everything.
Everyone's in niqabi, like you said earlier.
Period. Okay. So it was very, very interesting. But alhamdulillah, we got here. We did our quarantine. Waited 2 weeks, and so this weekend I'm finally gonna start seeing some of my family. I'm super excited.
You guys are so adorable because no one else is doing this. No one is quarantining. No one cares. People are going to kickbacks.
Oh my God.
I am still very afraid to travel. As a travelista, self-proclaimed, I put my own crown on. Mm-hmm. I have not gone anywhere, and I'm scared to just take that first step. I've heard that a lot of people have been forced to take the first step because they had to go somewhere.
Yeah.
And then now they are like, okay, it's actually,
like, it's fine.
it's
Yeah.
not that bad, you know? But because I haven't dipped my toe in the COVID airline pool, you know, I just,
Listen,
I can't do it.
Because I can't, because Fred was like, well, why don't we just like have movers move it and we fly? I said, excuse me, mic check. We're not having Rona in the middle seat, okay? No, she ain't coming with us. I wouldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, so. I just have not been able to get that cut a ticket. You know how your parents say, cut the check, cut the ticket. I can't do it. I'm actually afraid. But although I feel like on my entire feed on Instagram and my stories, everyone is in Mexico. Like,
everybody in Tulum but us, sis.
Everybody is in Tulum. And the thing is, it's like, yo, Trump is trying to make us like an isolationist, protectionist as country. And we're like stuck in here. And like the only place that's accepting us are these countries that really need tourism and tourist dollars. And so I would venture to almost quit my job so I can go move to Mexico somewhere, you know?
Girl, we should have gotten the podcast started early. We could have been professional with our press conference. Like, excuse me, official business.
I know. It's so funny because work, they are doing this like withholding of our income, our salaries.
Wait, what?
I know, girl. They're anticipating that there's going to be another shutdown with flu and COVID come winter.
No. Run that back. What do you mean they're withholding?
They're withholding what we're making to say, hey, if there's a shutdown and you're not working essentially, then those are not your dollars. We can't guarantee you that fund. But in 6 months, if everything looks good, I know. So I was like, I went up to the business manager hot. I was like, what's my incentive for staying here, sir?
Period.
And then on Thursday, they made me hot. Then they sent me something about changing my schedule. And I said, oh no. I was like, I need one reason to move and go to Tanzania and go sit at the Victoria Falls. Period. I was like, I don't need this.
You're better than me. So like they gave y'all no notice and literally just started holding the checks.
No, they told us maybe about a month ago that they were coming out with this compensation plan for all providers. So
I still don't feel no better about it. I'm still pissed for you.
I'm very, you know, and especially because you have things planned out, and I know you plan, God plan, you know, God has a whole different plan, and I get that, but I'm like 10% withholding. That's interesting. They're like, it's your money, it's guaranteed, anticipating we don't have a shutdown. I'm like, okay, well, who knows? So we'll see. Girl. I think I'm gonna give it 6 months, and if the
6 months, you are better
it's not cut, I will be in Tanzania. I'll sell my car.
Listen, take me with you.
Get a renter.
Because Tanzania was on our list for this year before the move, but obviously that didn't happen. So
I think it's Turkey, Tanzania. I think I saw Belarus. Who's going there, you know, or the Balkan Islands. And then I saw Mexico. Yeah. So I'm not completely sure when I'm gonna just cut the ticket, get out there and travel. I'd love to hear back from the listeners. You know, if you guys could write in the comments about, are you guys traveling? Are you guys out there?
We don't even need leave the comments anyway, but we see it on our feed. Everybody's living their best life. Okay. Listen, in Atlanta, I've seen it's almost like COVID never happened. Like the clubs are packed. Okay?
They are packed. I went to a wedding last weekend. And, you know, usually around this time, summertime, I think last year I went to like 13 weddings, you know?
You're at a wedding every month.
Every month. This year, I've only gone to 2. My cousin Samira, mashallah, she did that 2 or 3 weeks ago. And they did it in there. They have a really nice, beautiful front lawn area. And so they had a beautiful tent. I left when I saw the aunties starting, you know, when they started dancing on the floor and then their mask came down. I was like, I got hug out. And she hit me up. She was like, you left? I was like, hell yeah, I left. Oh my God. It was at 10:30, but you know, our weddings last until like 1:30, 2 a.m.
Very late.
And last week I went to another wedding and it was with college friends, and homeboy came up to the table. He was like, hey, Farrah, how you doing? He was talking about rooted Black girls. He was trying to get us monetized. He's like one of those guys. Like he sells. I was like, you are the consummate entrepreneur, sir. Like he's been selling Vector knives. So like we all have that friend.
Stop it.
We all have that friend that sells Vector knives, or used to, and now is doing Forex, you know?
Literally doing Forex. Yep, absolutely.
I don't know what it is, but I know they're doing it. So my homeboy, he came up to me and he was like, yo, Farrah, where are we going after this? I went to O2 Lounge last night. I said, what? Last night? What? You know, I said, sir, are you serious? I'm going to go do a steam bath with some elderberries and vitamin C.
In the shower, okay? Listen, what are you doing? We're gonna put
Yeah.
masks back on. We're gonna sanitize.
I
Okay. Period.
know. I
Like before, like today, like yesterday.
like yesterday, like amid coronavirus in Atlanta, Georgia. This is insane. But I have a huge theory that because we have the loosest restrictions and we're probably maybe the fourth largest or like fun city outside of like New York, Los
Yep.
Angeles, Chicago, and I would venture to say maybe Atlanta is probably a little more fun than Chicago, you know, just because of weather.
Yeah.
I think everyone's moving here and everyone is kicking back. We have loose restrictions. They can go to the mall and buy their Gucci, Prada, because they're not doing that in LA. You got wildfires, you got coronavirus. They have real
Real
restrictions
life happening
there.
everywhere else. But
Yeah, there's shutdowns. But let me tell you what Brian Kemp doesn't care about: coronavirus
Black people
and
or
black people.
coronavirus. Exactly.
So he came up to me. He asked me if I was going anywhere. I was like, "No, sir, I'm not going anywhere at all."
Oh God.
No,
No,
no.
I was looking on my Instagram too, and it literally like, okay, so Boosie's back on IG, inviting all the
Let
kids
him
to
back
his
on.
house, right? And it's like, oh my God. You're right. The clubs are packed. You know, I saw this video. I think it was on like the Shade Room or one of these like sites, and literally it was like a parking lot full of people. Like you
Oh,
would have
yeah.
thought it was 2016.
Yeah, people do not care. This is summer 2016 for some people. Well, for me, though, I have really been like sequestered. I've been hanging out with pods, you know, like groups of friends. And at the wedding had, you know, I had some aha moments. One of my, I would call her a mentee. We had like a connection back at UF where I didn't know her, but some woman was. We were at Black Greek Explosion. I
Mhm.
wasn't Greek at this time, but I was, you know, of course, you know, interested. So I had
Mhm.
right? So I was there, but then she was a white woman. She came up to her and accused this young, like she was a freshman, of like stealing her seat. And it was weird. It was just really weird. But she was really yelling at her and coming hard at her. And I have this Kanye spirit sometimes where I'm just like, if I see something, I put on my cape. I was like,
Listen. So
what?
me and Farah were texting, and he saw something that Farah had posted. He's like, "Is Angela Davis? She's still in the building?"
I know. I got a little Angela Davis, Sata Shakur in me, you know, thankfully. And I hope it steers me in the right direction and I'm not like out in
Allah.
Cuba on asylum like our sister Asada.
Can't film today.
I know. Can't film today, girl. I had to leave the country. But I literally ran up on the lady. And since then, me and Dion, her name is Dion, and she ended up pledging AKA. She's a sweet girl. She lives here in Atlanta. She's getting her nurse practitioner degree.
Oh.
But we've forged just a great relationship. She's like my little sis. And so she came up to me and she was like, "Hey, last time I saw you, you weren't fucking with Atlanta. Like, how are you feeling? Are you loving it?" And then I literally paused and I was like, "Yo, Dion, no one's asked me this question, but yo, I'm really liking Atlanta."
I
And
remember you hated Atlanta when you first got here, and I was shocked. I was like, "Are we in the same city, sis?"
people are on fraud in this city. I'm gonna, you know, I don't like to say things directly, but it's Scammerville. You know what I mean?
No, for
And
sure.
very much. And when I see fraud, I'm like, want to go the opposite direction. So I'll stay home by myself. As social as I am, I can't deal with it, you know? And I can be nice
Especially
to
coming
everybody.
from the West Coast, because you were straight from Cal. Yeah.
Cali, like you just know people don't put on, right? And it's just, especially from the Bay Area,
Yeah.
maybe they put on with like wokeness, you know, but I can deal with that. Right?
Yeah.
I think
That's your tea. That's your slave.
that's my swag, huh? But like on like Gucci, Prada, Louis, Instagram followers and comments, like miss me with it. You know, I'm not playing with you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he came up to me and I was like, yo, honestly, I was like, I think the city's more humble. I was like, Atlanta's more humble. People really have figured out what matters to them. You know, they're trimming in areas because you have to examine people in your life and their access to you. I realized, I was like, the city is slower. People are out actually talking and looking at people in their eyes, you know, really connecting and forging relationships with people, going to parks, working on their mental health.
Okay.
Seeking therapy, nigga. Like, like Atlanta, ride with me.
Book all the sessions consistently every 2 weeks.
Book it, you know, booked and busy. Like, get your sessions on, go to your kickbacks. People are barbecuing. I was like, yo, I really ride for Atlanta. Like, we miss you, FNAM. We miss you in the city.
Yeah.
We're always going to be connected, you know, as this is the epicenter of our rooted Black girl, you know,
Listen,
journey.
don't tell Fred I'm trying to come back.
Fred, we need you to finish your doctorate degree ASAP.
Okay, expeditiously,
Yeah.
ST, I would say. Okay.
But yeah, Dion asked this beautiful question. I hadn't thought about it, but I was like,
Yeah, that's a good point. I
I
forgot that you had hated Atlanta pretty much.
I don't like to say hate, but I
Hate
was
is a strong word.
I said the best thing about Atlanta is the airport. That's what I used to say. So I
Oh
can get
my
out
God.
of here, bro. Like,
Yeah.
and I typically I'm not here like twice a month. I was flying in
Literally.
and out. My points were
Mhm.
stacked.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Damn.
yeah,
That's more
I'm writing for Atlanta. I'm enjoying it. And maybe because there are people who are moving to the city
I was
too.
about to say, literally, like as I was moving out, I was like, "Oh, y'all heifers gonna come here now."
Everybody's
You know what?
here.
Okay,
Yeah.
I
So
see what
good
y'all doing.
people.
When we were advertising in 2016 for there wasn't nobody rocking with us, and now I'm like,
Nobody.
okay,
But we're here. We're gonna get you back. I'm telling you, we're creating a village. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
What are your
it's
thoughts about Atlanta now that you've left, though?
Listen, I always loved Atlanta. Like I was very vocal about. I love the airport. Like it's just it. And it's not Wakanda, but it low key is kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you just feel home. Like from the minute I touched down, and it was always like, so like if you're flying back to Atlanta, you know you're always going to have a black airline crew, right? As, at
Yeah.
least if you're flying Delta. Well, I don't
Mhm.
know what you're flying if you're not flying
Yeah.
Delta.
Only Delta. Okay.
Okay. And it's not because of that. It's just anyway, we're not even gonna talk about that. But and then like, you know, when you're walking through the airport, like it's just a totally different air the minute you get into the city.
Hmm.
And I always loved that. But now that I'm out, I realize like we live in a pretty diverse community. We're not in Dallas proper. We're outside the perimeter technically.
Hmm.
If you're thinking like about like Atlanta, so outside of the Beltline. And it's a really quiet community, you know, very, very diverse, predominantly white still, but still like a very good mix of people. I'm not quite used to everywhere I go. Like, so we've been to IKEA in this last week. We've been to Target, Walmart. It's very strange for me to always see 3 or 4 hijabis,
Oh,
a
that's
very different
awesome.
face. Haven't
Yeah.
seen any black ones. I don't know what's going on with y'all Texas. But anyway, but it's very interesting to like see like a hijabi behind the cash register, like another Muslim family everywhere, no matter where we're going. That has been very, very different at the gas stations, and people seemingly not like giving us like that kind of look. I don't know how to explain it. If you've ever been hijabi or wore a turban or something of that sort, you know what I'm talking about. That's been really interesting. But I do feel like I have been separated from the black community. I don't feel connected just yet. Granted, we've only been here 3 weeks. Granted, I'm not like in my office, even at work. I've been very much, you know, isolating.
But you know what?
And
That's like every other city that I've gone to. Why I think I had troubles with Atlanta is because it's not like black people just coming together because of the need, right? Or
right.
because you just like in DC, there are a lot of black folks, but then you just kind of like, oh, this is my group. This is
This is
my
yep. Mm-hmm.
Atlanta. It's so because there are so many black people, mashallah, it's exclusive, right?
Yes. Yes.
Access to space, you gotta kind of like show your black card and then flip it on the back so they can see what the fuck you're doing. You know, like you can't just
You paid
access.
your dues, period.
I know. So I think in Dallas and any other city, you're gonna find your group at some point and you're gonna be locked in.
Yeah.
That's always been my experience. So Atlanta was just a very different for me because I wasn't trying to show nobody the back of my car.
Like, listen.
Not at all.
I haven't had this problem at any of the other
No, I'm not
communities
showing you
I've
my
visited.
CVC. Is that the back number on the card? No CVC for you, okay? An expiration date.
Oh my God. No, so it's been really cool. But I told Fred, I said, like, if I don't find that community and lock in relatively quickly, like as soon as you're done, we're out of here.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
So we're taking bets across the family. Like it's kind of split 50-50 if we're gonna stay or if we're gonna go. Just like, you know, if they think we're gonna leave.
Yeah.
But you know, we'll see. I will say this community is much different for raising a family, right? Like I always thought I would settle down in Atlanta when we were ready to like have children and stuff like that. But this community is a totally different ballgame. Like first of all, there's so much space.
Yeah.
And that I wasn't used to, and the parks and it just feels like it was meant for more suburbia family life, which I'm not.
And I heard the school districts out in Texas are nothing to play with. Like 10 out of 10. Yeah.
Okay, when I tell you, like I'm looking at my siblings' schoolwork and stuff like that, and I'm like, y'all are taking college online classes.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. And, you know, Georgia, like that's one thing they're known for is the school systems aren't that great, and
Terrible.
people have to.
If you have money, private
Private
school.
school,
That's the way to go.
35,000, bruh. Like, no.
And
Hell
my
no, I'm not doing that.
that.
My kids are gonna be like Jaden and Willow, okay, over there homeschooling, like
In Hong Kong,
yeah,
or Tulum.
yeah, Tulum, Tanzania with the Victoria Falls.
Period. Yeah. So alhamdulillah, I have a deeper appreciation for what I had in Atlanta. And subhanAllah, I'm trying to give Dallas a chance. Like I do like it. I don't want to get it wrong, but I think obviously like adjusting in a pandemic is very different, right? So
Yeah.
I'll keep you guys posted.
You
But
might
if
have to
y'all
do
know
like
any spots, let
Bumble
me know.
best friend.
Say it
You
again.
know that dating app? They have a best friend group. This She's really sweet. Her name is Faiza. She's from DC, but she advertised. She's like a influencer.
Really?
She had like a Bumble best friend like takeover, and she showed on her page. So maybe that's,
Okay.
you need to be swiping for friends.
Something. Be
Yeah.
like, no, she ain't organized.
No, no. She over here like Farrah, not listening to the schedule.
What camera you got? You said Canon next.
No, just Sony here.
Tony's over here, period.
Yeah.
No, but alhamdulillah, it's been really cool. But if you guys know of any cool people in Dallas or any spots I should be checking out, food, I'm finally, you know what? Once we traveled and we had to eat food outside, because you guys know I hadn't eaten fast food. Girls, In and Out every day.
In and Out, you guys have In and Out. That is more reason to come and visit you.
Yes, come please. And like I'm gaining weight at a very scary pace.
I saw something.
The other thing is
your body for saving your life. Like enjoy it.
Yeah. And they have like Nashville hot chicken, like a lot of halal spots. Like I don't personally eat. Let me how Fred does, and a lot of my family does. So they have like halal Chinese, halal Nashville hot chicken, halal. There's like a Indian cuisine, and then they have like Caribbean too. And I was like, oh, y'all got all of them. Okay. I see y'all. I see you guys.
Yeah, halal is really the way to go if you can have it.
Do it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because you just know the food is just clean.
Yeah, but if you know some spots, let your girl know. Let us know in the comments. Let me know in the comments.
We are split rooted Black girls. We're still very connected. We
Yes.
have Dallas. We have me in Atlanta.
Yep.
Just want to give it to y'all. Thank you for being super patient as we were kind of figuring this out and really taking some time to rest and digest, if you will. Yeah, we did. If you guys are rocking with us, go ahead and leave a comment and rate and review us. Check us out next week. Leave comments, of course. We really want to engage with you guys. And 5 stars only. Thank you, guys. Love y'all.
Peace.